What's up, guys? We got our 2002 BMW 325i. This is the E46 chassis, and today we're going to be replacing the expansion tank on this BMW. These tanks tend to crack, they're plastic, they wear out with age. We believe that our pressure cap went bad. However, we're just going to replace the whole tank as well. We'll show you the process on that one. So this here is our new expansion tank. We're going to be replacing it. We got it from Rock Auto. It came with a radiator cap and a level sensor. We're going to replace both of those and show you the process on this beamer. So after doing a short drive, ours started to fizzle and leak coolant. This is why we're replacing both ours. It's probably the pressure cap, but these crack as well. And as far as we know, these are original, so we're going to go ahead and replace these. Just from looking at this expansion tank, we're going to see there's one spot for a hose, another spot for a hose, more spots for a hose, and there's a cap. Alright, so we're going to have to replace a few things on this. It's where, right there is where the sensor goes in. We're going to have to unplug a few hoses, and we'll show you how it's done. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is remove this air intake. So we are missing one up here, that's right. The way these work is you got to pop off the centers, and that way it releases the pin. You could use one of the tools similar to this, where it pops it up. And you see once you release the pin, it just pulls right out. If you don't have one of these tools, flathead screwdrivers will work as well. Once you remove those, you get two 10mm bolts right here, and that's all you need to do. Almost forgot, you're going to want to unplug your MAF and unloosen this hose clip. Ours just pulls off, but if you still had your little metal bar, it'd be a push clip. So now that we got the air intake out of the way, we're going to have to unplug the hose right here, the hose right here, the hose at the very bottom, right there. There's a clip. And then once we are able to lift it out, we will see that there is a spot for that sensor. We're also going to have to pull this out right here, which this tab, if we can focus, is a little lock. Right there is all it takes to unlock it. Okay, we're going to leave it locked in until we get the hoses off. So we are going to leak coolant, be aware of that, so have something to catch the coolant and place it underneath. So the way these hoses come off is you see there is a little clip that you have to pull and release these tabs. Alright, get a little pick, a little flathead, and just pull those tabs up so those hoses can't come off. Alright. So we got all three hoses disconnected. This one disconnected here. Okay. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna release the tab down beneath. We're gonna pull this up, and when we pull this up, we're gonna see our sensor underneath that we're gonna have to unhook. Just so we could show you the sensor on the bottom. It's something that just clips on and off. It's gonna be hard to show. Squeeze a little clip and pull. Or you can just twist the whole thing 90 degrees and the sensor will pop out. That's it. So we have our new sensor, and the old one's still hooked up. If you have a little clip right here, you just have to push it down to release and pull it out. So let me set it down. You just push this down and pull the sensor out, just like that. So with that away, let's go ahead and plug in the new sensor. There you go, all ready to go. So here's our new expansion tank, here's our old one. one thing we got to do is remove the clip that locks it in down here. If you just need to unclip on one side, come out of the track, and it'll come out on the new one. See how it slides in? Putting it on the new one, just need to get it to sit in the tracks. It's in both the tracks, and so that's how it locks, and that's how it unlocks. So let's go ahead and install this one back in. So now we're gonna just reinstall everything. Don't forget to put your sensor in. Alright, so now we have it back together. All three hoses are back in place. That clip is set. You want to double check that these are sitting in place because they hold pressure, and if they're not sitting right, they will blast off when you drive. I like to check it by just sticking a pry bar down there and seeing if they'll come off, and it's not. So that one's in place, and you do it with all three. Now all that's left is to put back the air cleaner, fill it up with coolant, and bleed the system. So let's do that. So now that we got it all back together, we're gonna bleed the system. So what we're gonna wanna do is go ahead and remove this bleeder screw up top. With the bleeder screw off, we're gonna wanna go into our car. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on to the accessory position. We don't want to turn the car on, just turn on the accessories. So we're gonna have our fan come on. We're gonna want to keep it low, but we're gonna want to turn the heat all the way up. That will ensure that the heater valve is opened and you can bleed the system properly. All right. While that's on, we're gonna want to fill our reservoir tank. And you're gonna want to fill it where you see these two balls. That's your range where you want to fill it to, where the needle floats up. But we're also gonna want to fill it until we see some coolant coming out of here, so where it's air coming out, but after air comes out, just coolant, and that means you got all the air out of your system. On a side note, you want to be using some sort of European coolant, blue. You don't want to use like the green universal coolant. These cars are picky, and you want to make sure you're using the correct coolant. If you're not using OEM fluid, make sure you're using European fluid. Since we only replaced the expansion tank, our bleeding process is going to be less. However, if we replace like the radiator, the water pump, or something else, we would need to make sure this would just keep sinking down until we filled it up more. Alright, now with everything back on, we're going to go ahead and start the car. We went ahead and started up the car, and we're going to let the engine idle and let it get to operating temperature and check to make sure it doesn't lean on the hot side, indicating there would be some air in the system and that our system is able to hold pressure as well. So we've been idling now for about 15 minutes. We're up to temperature, no spikes, and all the hoses have stayed on. So we are good for this job. If you found this video helpful, any content you guys picked up, please subscribe to our channel, leave a like, let us know if you got any questions in the comments down below. Take it easy.